Hi guys, it's Lindsay and welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking about summer 2024 fashion trends that I have been seeing on the rise all over social media. Some of these are definitely from last year, but just becoming even more mainstream, and some of them might be a little bit more niche, but I would love to know what you want to participate in this year and which ones you will be dropping. Something that you might say no to now, you might love in a few years. So I think it's kind of fun to document because fashion is all about having fun and it is never that serious. So don't take anything too personally. It's all with love. Our first trend is track shorts styled with anything but athleisure. So whether you're wearing them with a leather boot or a kitten heel, maybe a nice blouse or a sweater, I have seen this everywhere, really starting last year, maybe even the year prior, and it's only getting bigger. I personally think it's really cute. It reminds me of this photo of Carrie from Sex and the City that is just, it's iconic. For whatever reason, it works. It's effortless and it's very low stakes. It's easy to thrift a pair of track shorts. When you're sweating, you don't always want to wear denim shorts. Athletic shorts are the best. They sometimes have built-in underwear, they have pockets. I'm really all here for it. Hot shorts, on the other hand, are an immediate drop for me, purely because they aren't comfortable. I've been around long enough to remember the American Apparel disco shorts, and that is the truest form of hot short that I can think of, to give you an example. And I would say the more modern versions that have been coming out recently are very cute and can be styled well, but what they are not is comfortable or forgiving. Like, that is a tight, snug, short. It is micro mini, and it's just not, it's not gonna be for me. As someone that loves fashion, I still do kind of value comfort over fashion more often than not. I will occasionally wear an uncomfortable heel if I know I'm going to be sitting down for like an entire dinner, but I would never wear something uncomfortable all day. And I feel like that is the issue with hot shorts. Where would I wear those? I am just such a member of the long short community that I don't see myself getting near them literally ever. Horseshoe or barrel leg jeans. I've seen these have quite a few different names across the internet, but they're pretty much an exaggerated curved jean that goes out around like the knee and then tapers in again at your feet. And I think because of the silhouette being as dramatic as it is, I think they look good if they're oversized, like if they're hanging off your hips and if that curve hits the floor. Otherwise, they look a little bit awkward. I actually rented a pair on Nuuly, so I got to try out the style, but I wish I sized up because I feel like they just look more like a gaucho if they are cropped. So in my opinion, if you're wearing a barrel leg to the floor, it's a cop, but if they're cropped and like just kind of floating, it's a drop for me. And so maybe I'll try them again in the future, but that experience just might have been enough for me. I've been seeing a lot of brands come out with silk drawstring pants, and I don't know if this is just on like my feeds or if it's an actual summer trend, but I am so into it. I absolutely want to get a pair, so it's a cop for me, but they can be pretty expensive because they're silk. So I would love to know if you have them, how they wear, because that's what concerns me, is like if they're gonna snag. But I do think that just with like a pair of flip-flops and a white tee, it would be the perfect easygoing summer outfit, which actually brings me to my next summer trend, which is plastic Havaianas flip-flops. I think I talked about these last year because to me, they are an effortless, timeless, forever trend. They will always be a cop, but I do prefer them without the noticeable branding, just like the fully black plain ones. And I would say drop to the pair that is square-toed, cop to the regular. Our next trend is boat shoes or Sperry's, and I've been seeing a lot more talk about this trend than actual action. Like, I don't know, I haven't seen a ton of people wearing them, but I have heard a lot of people talking about them, and I can see where they're coming from with like the rise of preppy fashion and tennis and like pickleball culture becoming really big again right now. But I wore Sperry's like every single day in middle school, so for me personally, it's gonna be a drop, but I could see like a certain group of people being into boat shoes. I just don't see them getting as big as like Sambas, you know? Wearing a nightgown in the daytime, specifically like really boxy ones or long ones, just like an unflattering 100% cotton, kind of like sack dress, but dressing it up with like a pair of boots or a pair of flats. This one is obviously a cop from me. I am currently wearing a lacy kind of like Victorian blouse that is definitely twice my age, and I love this trend. Every time I go on Pinterest, I am just like inundated with all of these Victorian cotton dresses, and I don't know if it's just a trend in my universe or elsewhere, but I want to wear this all summer, so it is a cop from me. Food as a trend, and hear me out. I feel like this has been happening for a while, decades even, where it's like an entire generation wants to wear t-shirts about coffee or wine or martinis. And I feel like it's happening right now with tomatoes and with olives, and I feel like it's one of those things that might not age the best. So personally, it's a drop for me. I do understand the charm of it, and if you do love olives, I understand wanting to wear something that has olives on it. I actually have a pair of socks that have olives on it. But as far as like wearing a t-shirt or like investing in a bag with sardines bedazzled on it, I personally will be dropping. Plastic clogs and plastic fisherman sandals. I thought I would just throw both of these in there because honestly, plastic shoes, I feel like come back every single summer, and specifically this kind of like greeny, murky color I really like for some reason. I know my feet sweat in plastic shoes though because I grew up in the age where we wore them. So for me, it's a drop, but I do think that they're really cute. So I'm kind of on the fence. These specific mesh sandals, I had these as a kid. I feel like a lot of us did, and for that reason, I'm gonna drop them. I personally have noticed that if I participated in a trend the first time, when it comes back, I am less inclined to be into it. And a lot of people felt that way about ballet flats, but I never wore them the first time, so they don't give me the ick. Whereas like Sperry's give me the ick, Gauchos give me the ick, you get it. Speaking of the trend cycle, we have bubble hem, and I think this is one of the most interesting trends to come back because the way that it's come back is very different than it used to be on children's clothing, and I hate to say it, I think it's really cute. That being said, pretty much every single one looks like the next one, and so I do think it's going to get kind of tired soon if it hasn't already. So I would say that it's a drop from me, but props to whoever decided to bring the bubble hem back, and I don't hate it. Good job. And lastly, we have the trend of realistic photos being printed on clothing. And this is something that has been going on for a while. I feel like a lot of indie brands do it, and it's different than a graphic tee in that the graphic covers the entire item and that it's a realistic print. It's not like a polka dot, it's like a flower or a tree or an animal. It just does not look very well made typically. I hate to say that. I think some brands can do this well. Paloma Wool has done this before, and same with the brand Praying, but I think when you have a graphic that large, it can just get like a little bit boring quickly. But that, again, it's just a personal preference. If you like it, that's amazing. It's cool technology, I will give them that, but it's just not my favorite look, and I feel like I see it a lot. That's it for my list of trends that I'm into and not into. There's definitely more, but this is just like what came off the top of my head this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Now to say thank you to the sponsor of today's video, which is Squarespace. Whether you're just starting out or currently managing a brand or business, Squarespace is the all-in-one website platform builder that allows you to create a professional-looking website, engage with your audience, and sell anything from product to content to time, all in one place in a very streamlined and easy process. I've been using Squarespace for years to run my website, lindseyrem.com, which I use as a landing page to learn more about me as a content creator, but there is truly no cap to creativity when it comes to Squarespace. They have thousands of flexible website templates that you can adjust to your needs so your idea, brand, or business stands out online on every device. The reimagined drag and drop technology makes the design process really easy as well. Even if you've never designed a website before, I promise you can do it with Squarespace. You also get access to powerful analytics about the back end of your website, which is super important for tracking performance of different factors on your website. If you're in need of a website, go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/lindseyrem to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.